This is a video on locks. I have some time on my hands. Actually, I rekeyed it, but someone asked, did I make a video? So I thought I'll make a video. What I've done is I have a handful of spare barrels. As you can see, they're here. These are actually came from a Triumph Spitfire. Somebody in my club was getting rid of some, so I thought I'll take some. And the Triumph Spitfire also shares the barrels of a lock similar to that of the Stag. So what I did was I have now made two door locks the same and the petrol lock the same by removing these little wafers from a lock. So the way you do this is you sort of guesstimate one that's close. The way I did it, I put the key in these various locks, try to guess the position. There's about 7 of those wafers. And so what I did, I had a few spares. So I thought, okay, if this is close enough, let me take that one out. Now the way you take them out is these things are on a spring. Let me just see if I can show you this. This one's not that great. But these little wafers are actually sitting in there on a spring. I don't know if you can make that out. So what you do is you turn the wafer, you push them out with a screwdriver from the back side. I'll try and zoom in a little bit here. That's a lot better. Here's one. Maybe this one's a lot better to show you. There's already removed some of the wafers out of the lock. So you'll see these three. There's 3 on one side, 4 on the other. And what goes in that hole is a very, very small spring. So what I recommend you do is you get a few, because these springs go flying and you can't find them. And so, for example, if we take this one, you can see that it is spring-loaded. If I press it in, you can see it's spring-loaded. So what I would do is get a screwdriver, push it out from here, relatively easy, and the wafer comes out. And there, as I said, in this hole here, these 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side and 3 on this side, there's a very small spring. I don't have a spare spring to show. There might be one in there, but I have lost a few springs. The wafer itself looks like this. And so then what you do is you can get the lock. Let's try this one here. And then you just slide it back in one of these holes. So like, it's difficult one-handed. I'm watching through the camera how I'm doing that. Where is it? But basically, you just slide it through. But you want to make sure you put the spring in there so it springs up. Then you put the key in. So here's the key, and if you look carefully, they're not, a little bit sticking out. But what I find is over the time is that these things wear a little bit. You may want to get a file in there to make it smooth. And as long as you put the key in, those pins are relatively flat. And that means you can slide it into the lock and pull it out. So let me pull this key out here. You'll notice that those pins are moving in and out. And now that indicates it's locked. Now, these pins shouldn't fall out, but they do. So you want to be careful. Maybe it's old or whatever, but they really shouldn't fall out. But on occasions they do. So again, you want to be careful that they don't fall out and you don't lose the springs. But I have successfully made, so the petrol cap lock the door locks are the same. One of my videos I'm going to attempt to do the ignition lock, but this is how you do it. Again, these are the little wafers that you just push in and pull out with a screwdriver, and it's relatively easy. Now, as I said, I've got a handful of spare locks, so it was easy for me to change wafers without doing anything. Some people file the wafers down. You can do that, but now I have at least 2 door locks and a petrol cap lock of the same type. It's not too difficult, just need some patience, as I said.